Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally back once again for another race for the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. We do apologize for the slight inconvenience, but we are finally back once again to get started with race number 7 here for the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. And what better place to do it than Talladega Superspeedway for the YellaWood 500. 3 weeks ago, we saw Martin Truex Jr. completely dominate at Pocono Raceway after leading every single lap. However, though, he does not get the championship lead back after that one. And that, as a matter of fact, we now see Joey Logano now leading the championship points lead over Chris Buescher by only 4 points. It has been a tight battle for the championship lead, as of course the top 5 currently is separated by only 6 points from Logano from first all the way to 5th for Kyle Busch. And man, it's been a tight battle for the championship lead, but it's going to get a lot more wild here today as we're here at Talladega Superspeedway, 2.6 mile long oval for these 39 drivers that will be taking it on for race number 7 of the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. It's going to be a wild afternoon here today, as of course at the end of this race, we could in fact see a major swing in points. A lot of guys can move up, and a lot of guys can move down. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and see your starting lineup and see where your favorite drivers will be starting at here at Talladega Superspeedway for the YellaWood 500. Kyle Larson secured his second pole position here in the series, as he's going to be starting out front here today with Ryan Blaney alongside of him on the outside pole position. Starting third, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., whose top 15th streak came to an end at Pocono Raceway, and Chase Briscoe in the number 14, looking to try to continue to make his comeback in the points. Our Busch Light Clash winner starts 5th here today in row number 3, and alongside of him, Chase Elliott in the number 9 in the Little Caesars colors this week. Didn't think we would see that sponsor again. Justin Haley in row 4. He's looking to try to improve his way back up into the points, and the 54 of Ty Gibbs, getting closer to the top 10 in points. He starts 8th. And rounding out the top 10, in row number 5, we see Christopher Bell in the number 20 with the Yahoo colors this week. And man, does that look like Jeff Gordon. William Byron starts 10th here today. And in row number 6, we see RCR teammates. We see the 3 of Austin Dillon bringing back the Bash Pro Shops Winchester colors this week. And there is Kyle Busch in the 8 starting 12, bringing back the BetMGM colors for this week. Row 7 is an all-Daniel row, as we see Daniel Hemrick starting 13th, an impressive qualifying lap for him, and Daniel Suarez starts 14th alongside of him in row 7. MTJ freshly coming out of a strong, dominant performance at Pocono Raceway, and Bubba Wallace finally starts inside the top 20, he starts 16th. And in row 9, starting 17th, we see our current points leader, Joey Logano. Pretty surprising to see him starting mid-pack, and there is the 43 of Eric Jones alongside of him starting in 18th. And of course, it can't be a Talladega race if Brian Priest doesn't run the Wonder Bread colors. He starts 19th today with his teammate Noah Granson alongside of him, rounding up the top 20. And in row 11, starting 21st in the number 21 car, is obviously Harrison Burton in the 21, with alongside of him Jonathan Nemechek in the 42, who really needs to get back up and running here because he's currently dead last in points. 113 points behind point leader Joey Logano, so he really needs to have some screen time here today and hopefully some action time if he wants to get back up in the points. He starts 22nd. Brad Keselowski, who had the points lead before Pocono Raceway, dropped back in points, so now he's currently 6th. He starts 23rd here today. And Michael McDowell alongside of him starting 24th outside of row number 12. And it just keeps getting bad for Ross Chastain, who's currently 27th in points. He starts 25th here today at Talladega. And alongside of him, Josh Berry in the number 4, starting 26th, rounding up row number 13. Big namers in row number 14 as we see Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher both starting 27th and 28th respectively. Buescher is also 2nd in the points, so he really needs to catch back up here if he wants to continue to fight for that championship. And in row number 15, we see Austin Cindric once again with another underwhelming qualifying position, as well as the 48 of Alex Bowman, our Daytona 500 winner. He starts 30th here today on the outside of row 15. And once again, we see Shane Van Gisbergen near the back of the pack. Of course, it's not a road course, but how about Danny Hamlin in the number 11? Pretty deep in the field, and that's not good, especially if you're top 10 in points, so he really needs to catch back up here. He starts 32nd. Row 17, we see Riley Herbst in the number 35, making his first NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series start since his horrific accident at Daytona. He is finally back in action with BJ McLeod, finally making his first T-Mobile Cup Series start here at Talladega Superspeedway. And oh my god, not starting last is Cody Ware in the number 51. He actually starts 35th here today, so a little bit of improvement there. And Austin Hill in the number 33, this time driving the United Rentals colors here at Talladega Superspeedway. His second start of the season. And ouch, AJ Allmendinger in the number 16, a bad qualifying effort for him. Row 19 and 37, so a bad qualifying effort for AJ Allmendinger. And Corey Heim finally making his first NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series start. And all by himself in row 20, rounding up the field, we see the 38 of Todd Gilliland. He actually spun out during his qualifying lap as he was coming towards the line, so that's why we see him pretty deep in the field. So it has been a pretty bad weekend so far for the 38 of Todd Gilliland, but hopefully he can improve because he was one of the fastest cars during practice this weekend. So we'll see what happens for the 38 of Todd Gilliland. And this may come as a shocker to everybody, but we did have somebody that wasn't quite as lucky compared to everybody else. That would be the 60 of Jake Taylors. We don't know who he is, we don't know where he's from, and we sort of won't be able to find out here today at Talladega because, as a matter of fact, he actually crashed out while he was practicing, and that is just a bad case scenario because the rulebook says that if you crash in practice, you cannot qualify because you need to have the primary car in order to do so. So unfortunately, Jake Taylor was unable to qualify here today, which that pretty much summarizes that he will not participate here today here at the YellaWood 500. As harsh as that may seem, once again, I'm just here so I don't get fined. They're just making the rules here. I don't. So the 60 of Jake Taylors will be sitting on this one on the couch, and maybe we'll get to know about him later on as the season progresses. But now, it is finally time. It is finally time to fire engines here at Talladega Superspeedway for the YellaWood 500 to conclude the first half of the season. Let's go trackside to get those engines finally fired.
This is Alabama. Crank them engines.
Well, isn't that one interesting command, huh? Wait a minute, isn't that just me? Or did I just hear the ghost of Bobby Allison doing the command? If that is the case, God, is that you? Anyways, folks, once again, we do want to apologize for the sudden delay of this series. Of course, as we said at Pocono Raceway, we were going to do this race the week after. And obviously, as you can tell, that did not happen at all. And that is because, of course, we all know that Windows 10 unfortunately ended all support earlier on here on October 14th. And unfortunately, I was one of the victims that unfortunately was not able to use Windows 10 anymore. And so I lost all access to the game. But thankfully, though, I'm able to get it back on my crappy laptop that somehow is able to run it very, very smoothly. And now we're about to get ready here to start race number 7 here at Talladega Superspeedway for the YellaWood 500. We are already halfway throughout the season, and the championship fight is going to get tighter. Here at Talladega Superspeedway, we're about to get ready here for the YellaWood 500. Are you ready? Let's go! Here at Talladega Superspeedway, we are green here at Talladega, and everybody is already going out of line. Wow, you didn't already see the field behind them already trying to form a third lane right there on the top side. We've seen this multiple times IRL and in the NASCAR Cup Series, and everybody now in the FASTENAL Cup Series is trying to make this field 3 wide early on in the lap number 1. It was a shuffle restart as we see him go down the backstretch for the first time here today. You didn't already see the field already trying to form different lanes of 3 wide from each lane. We saw it at the beginning of the season at Daytona on race number 1 as we saw multiple drivers going 3 wide in many different lanes, and look at that already. There is already enough space for them to try to form a 4th lane, but I don't think they're going to be doing that just yet. We're going to be seeing a lot of 3 wide and 4 wide action here today as they complete lap number 1. This is also sort of like what we saw not only at Daytona, but somewhere similar to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where we saw multiple guys throw 3 wide and 4 wide. And look at Ryan Blaney going way up into the wall, going way too high, and scraping the wall coming out of turn number 2. We're probably going to see that a lot today, as these guys may not have a lot of grip, but they can at least get close enough to that wall to maybe where they could scrape it. And you don't want to be in that position, especially this early on, because if you do, you could easily drop back like a rock early on in the making. Of course, now you see Ryan Blaney right there in the corner of your screen, falling back tremendously now, as we're now 3 wide for the lead right now as we approach lap number 3. You see Christopher Bell, Morton Truex Jr., Joey Logano, 3 wide currently for the lead. Now they are 4 wide right behind them. Christopher Bell goes up to block that top side, but look how close they are to scraping that wall. Looks like they did not scrape the wall and they continue to stay straight. But Bell does drop a little bit back in the middle of the pack. And as you see, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick now trying to add their names into the lead right now. And look right here, they are now 4 wide. Look at 4 wide coming into turn number 3 and 4. They were temporarily for the lead. And oh man, if you think that the start of this race couldn't get any more crazier, look at this now. They are now 4 deep behind our leaders, Barry and Reddick. 2 lanes of cars on the bottom, 2 lanes of cars on the top. Now we see Austin Cindric now putting his name into the mix right here as part of our leaders here. And Cindric is getting a big push from his athletic teammate Harrison Burton in number 21 with Chris Buescher right there in that lane as well. Currently second in the points right now. And you see Tyler Reddick scraping the wall just a little bit there. He's going to fall back just a little bit. But thankfully, though, he looks like he found himself a lane. And he's going to stay right there. And he's going to keep up with this pack. Now, the field breaks away as it's slowly trying to calm down from all the 4 wide action that we've had for these past 2 laps. As we ride along with Cindric, he's currently falling back just a little bit as the top side is slowly starting to die down. But Harrison Burton does go up to the top side just for a little bit now. As we now see a new battle for the lead right now. Chris Buescher and Kyle Busch currently right now as the top 2 leaders right now. Look at this field starting to try to form a 4th lane again. So they try to do temporarily, but now we see Kyle Busch right now in the 8. Now as our new leader here of this race, Jonathan Nemechek currently right now in the 2nd place position. This is definitely what the 42 definitely needs. Last among all full-time drivers. Only 53 points he has attained throughout this whole entire season in just race number 7. And if you compare that to our current points leader, Joey Logano, that's half of a big difference. As Joey Logano obviously has 166 points, so that's a major difference between him and Jonathan Nemechek, who's currently in last place. So obviously, Jonathan Nemechek is hopeful that he can finish out this race, so that way he can secure more points and prevent himself from having an early elimination from championship contention. As right now, you see, temporarily, they're trying to form a 4th lane, but that is pretty weak. And there is Jonathan Nemechek scraping the wall like what we saw from Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney so far, but it doesn't look like he's going to fall back a ton because there is still a pack full of cars that's still right behind him. So it looks like he's going to keep up with this pack. Kyle Busch is also falling back a little bit as well. Now, with all of that happening, we see Eric Jones and Shane Van Gisbergen now trying to battle for the lead right now as they come off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 6. You see Kyle Larson right there leading the bottom side, but now Shane Van Gisbergen goes up to block that lane. Now we see Noah Gragson now leading the top side right now as Eric Jones goes ahead to block that one. And on just lap 7, we are seeing tremendous racing here as the field once again goes 4 wide, way up high. Goes the 10 of Noah Gragson, and he's this close to scraping the wall. It looks like he did slightly, but it doesn't look like he's going to fall back a ton. Actually, he is now. There was not a huge pack of cars behind the 10 of Noah Gragson, so he's going to fall back just a little bit. But thankfully not too far back where he's unable to catch up to the field, because this pack right here can at least still have an opportunity to catch back up to this huge pack. As we see Shane Van Gisbergen now currently as your leader here at Talladega, but Tyler Reddick currently making a comeback after scraping the wall earlier on in this race. As you can see right here, there are the cars coming down the front straightaway right now, past pit road. And Shane Van Gisbergen, wow, leads the lap at the Superspeedway. That's something you don't see every day. Remember, guys, we still have 47 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway, so we're going to be here for a long day here. As we see, Martin Truex Jr., who was way up high, trying to form a 4th lane, did the exact same thing, and now he's going to fall back like a rock after scraping the wall. And that has been pretty common for a lot of these drivers today, as we saw Ryan Blaney being the first, I think, on lap number 2, and now we just see this pack of cars slowly losing the distance between this other pack that's currently coming out of turn number 4 right now as they are 3 wide once again in the back. Shane Van Gisbergen, how about that? Continuing to show the way a big gap between the leaders right now. And of course, Shane Van Gisbergen trying to get back into the top 20 in points after dominating at Sonoma. Had a lap 1 incident at Pocono Raceway that dropped him back out of the top 20. As now we see Christopher Bell on the bumper of the 91, and the 47 and the 9, they're making moves right now as they are catching up to the 91 of Shane Van Gisbergen, as the 20 is trying to pass him onto the inside line. Now the field is slightly shuffled now as they come into turn number 3. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to make the 3 wide for the lead, getting a push by the 9 of Chase Elliott and the 14 of Chase Briscoe. The 20 and the 91 start to fall back just a little bit. Unfortunately, those two doesn't look like they have that much help as the 47 clears out in front of the 9. As now he takes the lead here at Talladega for the YellaWood 500 as we complete lap number 9, and we are now into lap number 10. Now, of course, a couple of weeks ago at Pocono, we saw Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s top 15th Street come to a close after crashing out on lap number 9 at Pocono Raceway. And at that time, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was currently 3rd in the championship standings, the top 3 in points. Now he fell back all the way to 8th in the standings. Now, hopefully, he could try to get back up to the top 5 here as he's currently leading right now. But look right here. There's the 38 of Todd Gilliland. This pack is catching up to that number 38 of Todd Gilliland to potentially put him a lap down. So this could potentially affect the field here as Chase Elliott takes the lead right now as they come out of turn number 4. And we'll see how this pack of cars is going to able to get past the 38 of Todd Gilliland. They haven't quite reached them yet. But now here comes our Daytona 500 winner, Alex Bowman, now trying to take the lead from his teammate on the outside. Ty Gibbs in the 54 also having a push right there, trying to add his name into the mix now. Chris Buescher in the 17 also in the second lane in front of them. Of course, Alex Bowman trying to at least make a comeback in the points right now. He's currently in the top 10. He's back inside the top 10 after falling back after winning the Daytona 500 after wrecking at Charlie. We see Brad Keselowski scrape into the wall. And here they come, guys. They're catching up to the lap car, the 38 of Todd Gilliland. He's going to go into the middle lane. That's going to affect the cars there. Ryan Preece is one of those affected there. The leaders were able to get by. Alex Bowman and Todd Gibbs were able to maintain their position. But Todd Gilliland is really affecting some of these guys. It's affecting Shane Van Gisbergen, who was leading this race, as well as Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe. Big contenders right there in the championship standings right now. And once again, they are still having trouble to get past the 38 of Todd Gilliland as they are 4 wide once again. Now you see Ryan Preece. Oh, he's straight in the wall right there. He's going to fall back a lot in this whole pack after what happened with the 38 of Todd Gilliland. The pack really hasn't fallen back a ton, but it has been scrambling away. Now we see Daniel Hemrick and Justin Haley and William Byron now trying to take the lead right now as they are 3 wide currently. Not a huge pack of cars, but this is it right now. You see William Byron now taking the lead as he gets a bit pushed for Chris Buescher right now, who is still currently on a roll so far this season. Has not had a single DNF and his worst finish so far this year. 22nd at Sonoma Raceway, and also had a 17th place position at Pocono Raceway. That's what caused Joey Logano to get the championship lead, as now this whole pack of cars is slowly and surely starting to catch up back to this pack. Daniel Hemrick does fall back a little bit as now we see Chris Buescher and William Byron both battling along for the lead right now with Ryan Blaney. How about this? We saw him get into the wall on lap number 2, just scraped it, fall back just a little bit, and now he is catch back up to these leaders now as he is now 4th in the middle lane right there, right behind William Byron, and Eric Jones currently on right behind Chris Buescher right now in 2nd. This will also be a great day for the 43 of Eric Jones, as now we see the 3 of Austin Dillon right there, now battling Eric Jones for 2nd, and probably even more as he is trying to make a move right there, getting a bit pushed by the 23 of Bubba Wallace, but he gets shoved out of line. Now they are 4 wide once again, as now Bubba Wallace right now in the 23 is trying to take the lead away, and there goes William Byron scraping the wall like we saw multiple times from other drivers. He's going to fall back like a rock, as this pack right here is pretty much non-existent, so that is major problem for the 24 William Byron, but it does look like he was able to find a line as they are 3 wide once again for the lead. Jonathan Nemechek and Josh Berry now trying to put their names into the mix right now as we approach lap 15. Still 33 laps to go here at Talladega, coming to 32 laps to go, and everybody is racing like it's the last lap. They are still trying to form a 4th lane right now, and did I see they're temporarily 5 wide in the back. 5 wide does not work here at Talladega Superspeedway, but it does look like they're somewhat trying to negotiate it, and they somehow made that work. And now all of a sudden, we see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. now back into the lead with Alex Bowman right now in 2nd. We had no idea where Ricky Stenhouse Jr. came from, nor Alex Bowman, but they are currently 1-2 right now. Josh Berry currently so far in 3rd. This is definitely going to be much needed for the 3 of these guys. Of course, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s top 15th streak came to an end at Pocono. Alex Bowman having a collapse after the Daytona 500. Josh Berry just trying to get good finishes, and now you just see Josh Berry trying to make a move right there under the outside, or the inside, excuse me, but he does pull back in line behind Alex Bowman of the 48 because he knows that move is not going to work. Coming back into this pad to Shane Van Gisbergen, and here we go, coming into turn number 1, couple cars are spinning around, Chase Elling's involved, and put in the 54 of Ty Gibbs, going back in front of traffic, the toe-cut one happening, the one's upside down,
roll out, save a little
a wild ride for the one of Ross Chastain as he goes over on his roof, and we see the 24 of William Byron also caught up in this as well, currently third in the championship standings. That's going to be huge for the 24 William Byron as they are now racing back to the line. You see Kyle Busch somehow made it a comeback here in this pad right now, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in number 47 is going to be racing them back to the line. But here comes the 14 and the 2. Who's going to get here first towards the caution flag? It looks like it's going to be the 2 of Austin Cindric. Yes, it will be. The 2 of Austin Cindric is going to lead them back to the line. Stenhouse will be in the second place position. And there you see Chase Elliott involved in that wreck right now. Oh, and I think we got more. Oh, and Kyle Busch is about on the backstretch.
Everybody stop.
Guys, what are we doing? It's the caution flag. What are we doing? This is not the NASCAR Truck Series. Looks like Danny Hamlin also spun out trying to avoid all the action. Red flag immediately.
Stop on the back. Don't hit a stop on the back.
Oh my goodness, so much stuff currently going on here at Talladega Superspeedway with 30 laps to go over the YellaWood 500, and there is the one of Ross Chastain for the second race in the season. Ross Chastain goes for a wild ride coming into turns number 2, and as you can see right there, 4 wide. As we take a look at this replay, and that's what started this whole thing. Ty Gibbs just had nowhere to go. They were 4 wide right there. They were all bunched up together, and then here comes everybody else. Look at this big hit by, looks like there was a 77 of Cars and Hocevar again. As you see the one of Ross Chastain tumbling down the pavement, back over on his roof. And we're going to take a look at this angle once again. Looks like Ty Gibbs and Ross Chastain were just incredibly tight coming into the entry of turn number 1. Bunch of guys looks like got a little piece of it. Looks like the 23, the 3, the 43. Both got a little bit of damage from it. And all the 17 of Chris Buescher, I believe, may have gotten a little bit of damage from that. Look at that huge hit by the 77 of Cars and Hocevar. Once again, did not learn from Pocono Raceway. As you see the one tumbling down the pavement, lands right next to William Byron's destroyed race car over on his roof. And the 54 of Ty Gibbs making his way across the action scene. We all knew this was going to happen. We had no idea when it was going to happen, but it's the big one here at Talladega, sponsored by Credit One Bank. And look at these huge shunts right there. I'm not sure what the 77 Cars and Hocevar was doing, but clearly he had 0 brain cells once again and did not learn from Pocono Raceway at all. And now here's another angle of this. We saw this from the live action shot. See the one of Ross Chastain spinning down, coming back in front of traffic, and right there, the 77 just completely T-bones the rear end of the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek, which pushed him into the 1, and that's what caused the 1 to start tumbling down the pavement in turn number 1 and 2. Let's run along with William Byron in the 24, see his perspective from the accident. He sees it all unfolding. Oh, man, he just really couldn't do anything there. He tried everything to try to avoid the accident, and hello, Ross Chastain. But once again, that is going to be huge for the 24 William Byron, as he came into this race 3rd in the standings. And once again, let's see what kind of shenanigans Carson Hocevar did. What kind of stupid stuff did he do this time? If you don't do the same thing to Cody Ware, do the same thing to Carson Hocevar, because this kid right here clearly does not know how to freaking live for accidents. Man, I can't even speak because of how mad I am. Anyway, let's ride along with the 9 of Chase Elliott, who was also involved in this accident. You see the 1 of Ross Chastain right there. 54 and the 1. Way too tight coming into the entry right there, and that's what caused this whole thing to transpire. Looks like the 9 of Chase Elliott doesn't look like it has that much damage, but look at the tarnish right behind him. The 1 of Ross Chastain going way up into the air, tumbling down turns number 1 and 2. And now let's ride along with the 17 of Chris Buescher. Yes, he indeed, in fact, did get involved. And Chris Buescher, who has been the cleanest driver all season so far, gets into his first accident of the season. And man, look at that wild ride by the 1 of Ross Chastain as he tumbles down the pavement. Now let's ride along with our current points leader, Joey Logano, as he was in the middle of this mayhem. Looks like he barely avoids it through, and that would have been huge as well for the 22 of Joey Logano if he was indeed caught up in that accident. Thankfully, though, he did not get caught up into that accident. But we're right along with the one of Ross Chastain, so hang on, guys. You see, we really can't get a good shot there, so thanks, Fox. But obviously, the one of the 54 were way too tight coming into the turn. And here comes everybody else, and hang tight, guys. Ow! A nasty angle to be hit at to cause the car to go upside down as the one of Ross Chastain once again goes for a tumble here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are under our first caution flag and under the red after this 12-car accident that took place on turn number 1 on lap 16 with Ross Chastain flipping over and 2 championship contenders, Buescher and Byron, involved in the big one here at Talladega, sponsored by Credit One Bank. We'll be right back from Talladega with this quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more after this. What about to the YellaWood 500 as the red flag has been lifted? We're back under the yellow flag conditions. Here's the current list of drivers involved in that 12-car accident coming into turn number 1. Obviously, William Byron, Chris Buescher were the big ones involved. Obviously, Ross Chastain was also involved in that wreck as he went upside down. Oh my goodness, what's going on now? Can't be a Talladega race if somebody decides to be stupid and spin coming into pit road, and that was the 78 of BJ McLeod, so... Man, this whole race has gone bananas after that big one that took place, and we're currently seeing it right now. And obviously coming out of pit road, first it was the 2 of Austin Cindric, but however though, the 45 of Tyler Reddick decided to stay out. So Tyler Reddick will be currently listed as your leader here right now here at the YellaWood 500 as everybody else decides to pit. Reddick was the only one that decided to stay out. There he is right there, right behind the pace car. So he's going to be listed as the current race leader right now here at Talladega. Once again, ongoing shenanigans still unfolding here at Talladega Superspeedway as we take a look at the BJ McLeod spin. There he is right there, just spinning, coming into pit road. We're not sure what happened, if there was any sort of contact or BJ McLeod just got slightly loose. Here's another angle of this. Oh wow, he decided to lose brain cells as well down into the back of the 10 of Noah Gragson and decides to spin around on its own. So shenanigans still unfolding here at Talladega Superspeedway under caution. We'll be right back. We'll take another quick commercial break and we'll be right back for the restart here at Talladega. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway as we're about to do our first restart here of the day, and it's probably going to be the first of many here at Talladega Superspeedway as we're probably going to have a lot more cautions here now and then as we're about to restart here on lap number 20. As of course we know, Tyler Reddick took the wave around and he's going to be our race leader here after a swing of pit stops after he decides to stay out. Our first restart here of the day, a single file restart here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are back on the way here for the YellaWood 500. And already the restart is already being scrambled up as we see some 3-wide action currently right now. And that was because the 10 of Noah Gragson, a lap down car, was in the way. That caused some of the field to slightly scatter away from each other. But Justin Haley right there trying to battle along Austin Cindric right there for second. Not a big pad right now, but this is pretty much all we have left after, of course, 12 cars were involved in that multi-car accident. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. giving Justin Haley a push to the race lead right now. Currently second place right now for the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse. Tyler Reddick seems like he's falling back just a bit. Oh, and now he decides to go ahead and take this pit stop right here. He could have done it when the caution came out. He could have done it right before the restart, but I guess he decided to see how it turns out, and clearly it did not work out in his favor, so that's why he decides to pit right now. The 45 Tyler Reddick, who was the leader in that restart, decides to pit now. He's going to fall back like a rocket just a little bit, and Noah Gragson's actually 2 laps down for my mistaken, so now we see Shane Van Gisbergen here now trying to make a move right there. He's getting a push from the 2 of Austin Cindric. And of course, the 2 other top sides literally has no other help. This pack has pretty much decayed and vanished, as this is pretty much the only pack that we have right now, as Shane Van Gisbergen now takes the lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. Yeah, and look at that. Only a handful of cars currently battling for the lead right now. Only 6 cars here in this packed group. And that's probably because the 10 of Noah Gragson has been holding off the other cars, and that's pretty much what he's doing back there. But right now, Shane Van Gisbergen, as we see Tyler Reddick coming out from the pits. Shane Van Gisbergen continues to lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. And Reddick's gonna hopefully see if he can find a lane back inside this pack right now. But of course, he has nowhere to go. I think he's going to stay with this pack, and it looks like he does. He's going to go into the bottom lane right behind Alex Bowman, but he is going to fall back just a little bit because there's no other cars right there behind him to help him out. Unfortunately, Tyler Reddick is going to be a lap down right now because obviously he pitted, and he was the only car to pit. And as we see now, Austin Cindric trying to pass Shane Van Gisbergen for the lead right now as he gets a big push by the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This is probably the smallest group of pads that we have seen out front here at Talladega, but this is it. Everyone else has either wrecked out on lap 16 or has been falling back like a rock after that lap traffic car is really giving them problems. But for a handful of these drivers, this is definitely what they need, especially for the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse. He's trying to get back up top of the points, especially after having that first DNF at Pocono Raceway just a couple weeks ago. Cindric and Haley are both trying to see if they can get back up in points, trying to make a comeback. But what about the 21 of Harrison Burton here in this pack right now, currently running 5th? This will definitely be much needed for the 21 of Harrison Burton as well, including the 99 of Daniel Suarez, who is currently and slowly but surely catching up to this pack right now. You can see the distance about how far they are from a different pack of cars, a big difference there. And now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the number 47 takes the lead back here at Talladega Superspeedway with Shane Van Gisbergen and Justin Haley right behind him. A small choo-choo train now forms here at Talladega down the backstretch. Justin Haley slightly goes out of line. Austin Cindric's going to go down below him. Currently scattering around, trying to make some moves here at Talladega Superspeedway. But this pack, obviously, is small compared to this one that we're seeing right now that is currently being led by Daniel Hamilton at number 31. And this is all the way back below the top 7, 2 seconds back away from this small pack of cars that's currently leading. We do see a couple of lanes that has different rows of 3 wide, but it does break away just a little bit. Now 4 wide again, actually, now as I say that. But that slowly dies down as Alex Bowman, who's way up out of line, didn't really have that much help there, but he does get back into his line. Reminder, this pack that we're seeing right now is another 2 seconds back behind the lead pack right now, and Kyle Larson almost scrapes the wall right there as he gets 4 wide, way up out of line. And it's also crazy to think about that IRL now. Kyle Larson is a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, so it's pretty bizarre to say that. So congratulations to Kyle Larson once again by winning the NASCAR Championship IRL. But of course now his main focus is trying to make a comeback in points, as it has been a struggle for him so far here in this series. And here is another pack of cars that's currently right behind him, who has both rows right now 3 wide currently, and has Chase Briscoe currently in this pack, including the 16 of AJ Allmendinger and the 41 of Ryan Preece. But that is also another second back behind this one right here. And of course, this is the result that you get if one handful of cars get taken out in one mid-wreck, and this is why the field is currently scattered around. But now we see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. now trying to make another move right there. Shane Van Gisbergen trying to make a 3 wide for the lead right now, and it looks like he might be making it work. Really couldn't get in front of the 47 quite just yet, but he's going to get in front of the 7 of Justin Haley. He's going to pass him for seconds. And this is weird to see, because if this usually happens in IRL, you can't even see passes like this because the package in IRL is absolutely trash. But this one right here is definitely a lot more exciting because we're actually seeing passes in a small group pack of cars. So that's saying something, NASCAR. Take notes. But now already we have 20 laps to go here at the YellaWood 500. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. continues to lead away. And I think I'm being told that everybody should be good on fuel because, of course, everybody pitted during the caution period, and we would have expected them to at least pit at around lap 25. So that caution really give them a break there, as we now see Austin Cindric now is currently falling back like a rock, as he is now right behind this pack in 4th right now. Harrison Burton and Daniel Suarez is slightly falling away from this pack, as we now see Justin Haley trying to make a big move right there in the bottom, but both cars, Shane Van Gisbergen and Stenhouse, blocks them down below. Of course, we know the story IRL for Justin Haley. He's no longer going to be in Spire Motorsports coming into 2026, but he's going to remain in this team, you know, for at least for now. We don't know exactly what's going to be happening from here on out, because we know that the 51 of Cody Ware could be, in fact, booted if he doesn't continue to perform that well. He is currently in this pack right now that's currently being led by Martin Truex Jr. You see that red car in the middle right behind Tyler Reddick. That's Cody Ware in the 51. That's where he's currently at right now. And of course, if Cody doesn't perform here in these next couple races, he could indeed be booted out right before the season ends. So he's really got to be on a lookout for that. Not sure if the same thing could happen to Justin Haley. We haven't heard anything about him. He's not been on the hot seat. We'll find out later on here in the season, as of course Kyle Busch slowly but surely making his way back up into the top 10 after that early spin during the caution lap on lap 17 after he was running close to the top 5 pretty much all day today. But what about the 67 of Corey Heim also in this pack right now, trying to get past the 8 of Kyle Busch? Obviously, Corey Heim came off IRL with a strongly deserved championship in the Truck Series, and now he is currently making his first start here in the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. We also want to send a huge congratulations to Corey Heim by winning that well-deserved NASCAR Truck Series championship, but now he's going to fall back like a rock as he got way up out of line, really had no help right there on the top side. Now he's going to fall back like a rock, and now you can see now Daniel Suarez and Harrison Burton, who was up there with the leaders, now fell back into this pack of cars that we're currently seeing right now. Obviously, we saw Harrison Burton and Suarez both falling back just a little bit from our 4 leaders, and now you see them right into this pack. Obviously, they really didn't have any help whatsoever. And look at this. This is the pass for the lead right now. Shane Van Gisbergen and Justin Haley. Man, it's like we're seeing that one scene from Talladega Nights where John Girard and Ricky Bobby were the only drivers left in the race. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. But now we see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. falling way back behind these 2 cars. Obviously, we saw Stenhouse as the leader. But now, of course, this pack of cars really don't have that much help because these are the only cars that is currently here in this leader pack right now. Stenhouse, though, is trying to make his way back up here as he had a huge run right now. This is going to give him a run right there behind Shane Van Gisbergen, and this could potentially give him the lead back. He's trying to make a move right now. Cindric now goes down below him. This could definitely help out the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but what will this pack behind him do? Will they be able to have enough time to get back in front of them? Well, we still have less than 15 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway, and the question is, will there be any lap traffic coming? That is probably going to be the saving grace for the pack that's currently 2 seconds behind the leaders. That will be the saving grace for them to potentially get back up to this pack right now, as you just saw right there, currently being led by Kyle Larson. They are another 2 seconds back behind this, as we now see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Austin Cindric now leading the way here at Talladega Superspeedway. Both of them currently 1 and 2 right now. This is definitely going to be a much needed day for both of these guys because, of course, Stenhouse trying to recover from that DNF at Pocono, and Austin Cindric trying to at least make a comeback in points. Now you see Cindric trying to make a move right there on the bottom side. And I don't know how they're doing this because this doesn't work IRL because, of course, this is such a small pack of cars like we mentioned so many times. Oh, and we saw Justin Haley. Looks like he's going into pit road right now. I believe he was one of the cars that stayed out during that caution period. So looks like he's going to be heading in for service here to get 4 fresh tires and fuel. However, though, this could affect him because with him being the only car going on to pit road, like what we saw from Tyler Reddick a couple laps ago, this could potentially give him a lap down here later on in this race. Oh, I guess he's not the only car because we see Denny Hamlin now making a move into pit road right now. We saw him spinning out, trying to avoid all the calamity that was taking place during the pit cycle when Kyle Busch spun out during the caution laps. So the both of them goes down pit road, as now the leaders right now only has a pack of 3 cars, that being Stenhouse, SVG, and Austin Cindric. And remember, these guys did in fact pit during the caution, so these guys should be good to go from here on out. But now here comes Daniel Hamilton at 31, currently leading this pack here. And now you can see right now they are 1.2 seconds right behind this pack. So I believe they're slowly but surely catching up into this pack of cars. So I believe that this race may be saved from a boring 3-car action from the lead right now, as you see Austin Cindric trying to make a move past the 91 of Shane Van Gisbergen. And obviously you can tell right now these 3 really don't really have that much help here. But here comes a pack of lap traffic cars, that being Chase Elliott and Joey Logano. Chase Elliott was involved in that lap 16 accident, and yes, these 3 cars are slowly catching up to these lap traffic cars. This could indeed help save this race and help with this pack that's currently a second behind him. And oh, there it is right there. Chase Elliott slightly gets in front of the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Here comes this pack, currently being led by Kyle Larson. They're going to have a huge run, and here they come with a big advantage right now as they are slowly but surely catching up to this pack. Now this race has slightly got intensity right back up because now this pack has finally caught up to this lead pack cars. Now we got ourselves a race once again now as the battle for the lead went up from 3 cars in a pack to now 16 cars in a pack. But Austin Cindric continues to lead here in this race, but now Kyle Larson is now finding himself in the second place position, possibly looking for more. And boy, that was exactly what I was just talking about not that long ago. Potentially, the pack being affected by lap traffic cars. Now we clearly saw how that works, as now 16 cars are now in this pack right now for the lead, as it was 3 cars for a good while now. As we are approaching 10 laps to go here at the YellaWood 500, looks like Austin Cindric's going to fall back just a little bit, but Corey Hyman, the 67, also finds himself in this pack. Just an unbelievable turn of events as we saw Stenhouse, SVG, and Cindric being the only cars battling for the lead, and now we got a huge pack of cars now back in contention for possibly winning this race. And you see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. does fall back just a little bit, but he's still here in the top 5. And now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is now right behind his best friend Kyle Busch in the 8 right now. This is currently for the 4th place position. Now he's going to try to make a move right now. We think we see another car that they're slowly approaching to potentially put them a lap down. I don't know who it was. I believe it could be the 38 of Todd Gilliland. Ooh, we see Tyler Reddick having a little moment right there. Oh no, that's Justin Haley right there that they're slowly catching up. He was just in pit road not that long ago, and now they are slowly but surely catching up to him. How will this affect the pack right now? As you see the 4 cars slowly breaking away once again. But how will the 7 of Justin Haley affect them? He gets in front of the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Another lap car that is slowly catching forward to. I believe that's the 33 of Austin Hill. They're slowly catching up on him. And wow, look at that move right there. Ryan Blaney in the 12 now finds himself in the lead. Where in the world did he come from? I bet everybody has said that exact same question after the end of the championship race at Phoenix not that long ago last week. And yes, once again, lap traffic is slowly affecting this pack of cars right now. As you see, the middle lane being stuck behind Austin Hill in the number 33, a slow car right now. This is going to help out the guys that's currently battling for the lead. Ryan Blaney currently leads the way. Austin Cindric still in second place with Kyle Larson in third. And Justin Haley right now is not in the 4th place position. He is now 2 laps down here after once again getting passed by the field. The one currently in 4th place right now would actually be the 43 of Eric Jones, and maybe Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here in just a second, as Ricky Stenhouse now tries to make a move. Look at Kyle Larson now making an aggressive move right down on the bottom, trying to get past the 12 of Ryan Blaney for the lead. Kyle Larson is still looking for his first win here in this series. It has not been a great season so far for the 5 of Kyle Larson. Now we see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. once again trying to take the lead away. He has just been unstoppable today. He just would not go away. He's been on fire throughout this entire race today. But now, currently right beside him, we see the 48 of Alex Bowman, our Daytona 500 winner, trying to see if he can get another Super Speedway win under his column. As we are approaching 7 laps to go here at the YellaWood 500, it is still anybody's race to lose right now, as Kyle Larson is going to continue to lead the way right now. Bowman looks like he's going to fall back just a little bit, but the lap traffic car behind him, Justin Haley, is giving him a little bit of a push. Not too much help though, but he is still able to maintain position here with these packed cars right now. 3 wide right now in 2 different lanes, as the 12 of Ryan Blaney once again trying to creep into the top right now. Now, I think Alex Bowman is slowly falling back just a little bit. I think the 5 of Kyle Larson as well, as they are, of course, they are all on the top side right now. But the 31 of Daniel Hemrick slowly but surely making his way up to the top right now. That would be huge for Daniel Hemrick if he is able to finish inside the top 10. And of course, we see Kyle Busch trying to make a comeback after spinning around on lap 17 under caution. Warner Truex Jr. now puts his name into the mix. And hey, how about that? Truex actually being good at the Super Speedway. You don't see that in real life. Oh, and look right here. Chris Buescher in the 17. That is also a lap traffic car. Look how much it affected and scattered around the field, as not a single lap car decides to at least get out of the way from the pack, and almost Kevin LePage's the field almost every single time. Now the field is once again scattered around, but not too much though, like what we saw earlier on. Austin Cindric once again continues to lead the way. He was able to maintain the position right now, but this is really going to help the 47 and the 19 right behind him. The 7 once again not on the lead lap, currently 2 laps down right now as we approach 5 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway as they enter into the trioval. Stenhouse now takes a peek right there in the bottom, tries to see if he can once again make another move for the lead once again. Stenhouse is just unstoppable. He will not go away, as now Truex Jr. is now giving Ricky Stenhouse Jr. a push right there, and now he's going to be taking the lead once again as Stenhouse once again retakes the lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. And now currently second right behind him, Truex Jr. trying to go back-to-back and already secure his third win here of the series. He's already gotten his second win at Pocono Raceway. He's trying to get himself another win under the bargain after becoming the first multi-time winner here in the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. But now he's being challenged right now by the two of Austin Cindric. Stenhouse is trying to run away from this pack. Oh, and look at this right here. This is another group of lap traffic they are about to chase down. And with 4 laps to go of this race, will they be able to have enough time to catch up to this pack? I'm not sure, but we will find out for sure what's going to happen here. And oh, hey, Chris Buescher. Obviously, it has not been a great day for Chris Buescher, who has been one of the more dominant cars throughout this whole entire series. But now, you see right now, the field is currently scattering around as Ryan Blaney once again trying to add his name back up to the top right now. 3 wide once again for the lead. And Stenhouse is in trouble. He doesn't have any help onto the top side, so it looks like he's going to drop back just a little bit. If he could get back in line right there, he could at least still be in contention. Now, Truex Jr. now takes the lead here at Talladega, but still under pressure by the 12 of Ryan Blaney. And just like that, guys, we are now 3 laps left to the end of this one. Truex Jr. continues to lead here. 3 wide right now for second place right now. And that 45 is actually not listed in second place. It is actually the 31 of Daniel Hemric. And as we close into the final laps, oh, you saw it right there on the camera just a bit. They are indeed catching up to this lap traffic pack. Will they be able to have enough time to catch up to them? They only have 2 laps left remaining here at Talladega, as they are once again trying to go 3 wide right here. Truex Jr. trying to do everything he can to get his 3rd win of the series, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who just will not go away, right behind him right now, trying to get him in front of him for the lead. 2 laps are racing to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Whether the caution flag comes out right now, the race will be official. We have no overtime rules here at the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. Right there, you see Tyler Red once again scraping the wall. Not like that matters. He wasn't even on the lead lap anyway. But look right here. They are already catching up to this lap traffic pack. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who leads the way, getting closer and closer to this pack as we are approaching the white flag here at Talladega. Here comes the 19 of Truex, making a move on the inside. Daniel Hemric now in the 3rd place position. Truex Jr. and Stenhouse Jr. battling hard for the lead right now as they approach the white flag. They are going to catch up to this pack. Let's see how it will affect here. Stenhouse to the lead at the white flag. We're on the last lap. Will they make it back? Will they be able to get in front of this lap traffic pack? No, they're going to stay right behind them, and this is going to be huge for the both of those guys. Here comes everybody else. Look at this pack. Everybody's scattered around every single lane and row. I can't even pinpoint who the leaders are as they come down the backstretch for the final time. This pack had some mix of the lead lap cars as well as lap down cars. Look at this entire pack. So many lap traffic cars affecting the leaders right now as they come out of turn number 4. 4 wide once again as they exited out of turn number 4 into the trioval. And remember, guys, the start-finish line is all the way down to turn number 1, so they got a long way to go before the end of this one. Here they come across the line to the trioval. There's 3 abreast, side by side. It's a photo finish at the line. Daniel Hemric's gonna get the nod by 3/1000ths of a second over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. An unbelievable upset here at Talladega. My, oh my, I can't believe what I just saw. What looked like it was going to be Stenhouse and Truex's race to lose coming towards the white flag. Both of them caught up to major lap traffic, which really affected a good majority of the leaders. And how about that? Daniel Hemric somehow found a way to get past both of them. And Daniel Hemric's gonna get the win here at the YellaWood 500. His first win of the series. An unbelievable turn of events. An unbelievable upset here for Daniel Hemric, who was running in the 3rd place position right when the white flag came out. They're about to take the white flag right here. And look at them having a huge run. all of them got caught up into lap traffic, and this really affected a good majority of the leaders as the rest of the pack behind them was able to get a huge run, and everybody was just scattered around as they were coming across the finish line. I don't have a freaking clue about how everybody was able to keep it straight as you see everybody was sponging around, jostling for position down the back stretch. And look at that, they were 4 wide once again. They were really trying hard to form that 4th lane. But as the field was exiting out of turn number 4, that white car on the top side, the 3rd one right there, that's Daniel Hemrick, and the one right there in the middle, the 2nd car on the middle lane, that's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This is how it was when they came across the start-finish line. Man, you can't even tell who got that there because you just can't even tell who was on the lead lap or not. But my oh my folks, I am out of breath. That was, without a doubt, the closest finish that we have seen here in the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. 3/1000ths of a second between 1st and 2nd. Daniel Hemrick unofficially has gotten the nod as it looked at as our leaderboard. Let's take a look at our super slow motion camera right here, our action camera. And this is them coming towards the start finish line. The 51 and the 11 are not on the lead lap, by the way. It's between the 31 and the 47. Daniel Hemrick gets the victory over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the closest finish in the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series here at Talladega Superspeedway. The 31 of Daniel Hemrick with an upset victory gets the nod here over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at Talladega. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the most dominant car, comes home in 2nd place. This is a ride along with them. You can see they're coming towards the start finish line. He's doing everything that he can to see if he could get the leaders away from him. The 31 on the lead lap. And boom, right there, that's when they cross the start finish line. And man, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., major heartbreak for leading the most laps, who was out front for a good majority of the day, comes home a little bit short to get his first career NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series victory. In the end, it was Daniel Hemrick in the number 31 in unbelievable fashion, getting the victory over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And boy, Talladega never disappoints. An unbelievable race from start to finish with an upset victory in the process. Now let's take a look at your results here. The YellaWood 500. Daniel Hemrick once again getting the victory over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. by 3/1000ths of a second. And unofficially, the top 10 goes as follows. Austin Dillon comes home in the 3rd place position. That's definitely what he needed. Brad Keselowski, once again, coming home strong. That's going to help him out in points for sure, as well as the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Austin Cindric goes round up the top 5. Bell, Shane Van Gisbergen, who led some laps. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson both round up the top 10 here at the YellaWood 500. And currently listed in the 12th place position, how about Corey Heim in the number 67 in his first NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series start, coming home in the 12th place position. Great day for Corey Heim for sure, as well as the Daytona 500 winner, Alex Bowman. And Kyle Busch's top 10 streak does come to a close as he comes home in the 14th place position. Eric Jones comes home in 15th, then it's Daniel Suarez, Josh Berry, Cody Ware ended up in the 18th place position, so this could end up saving him from being booted early on here in this race. But Cody Ware, however, though, was the last car on the lead lap. Only 18 cars were able to finish on the lead lap today, so that is actually unbelievable to think about, especially here at Talladega. And obviously, we're going to view the rest of the leaderboard as they will be a lap down. Harrison Burton and BJ McLeod rounds up the top 20. How about that for BJ, though? Even though being a lap down, Justin Haley, who pitted on later on during the race, comes home in 21st. Then it's AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and Joey Logano, point leader, ends up a lap down in the 26th place position, so that will definitely affect him for sure. He might even lose the championship lead coming out of here today, so we might get another championship leader once again. And unofficially, I believe it's going to be the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. once again, because Truex is in front of Brad Keselowski in the point standings, and he beat Brad Keselowski because Truex finished home in 6th, and Brad Keselowski, I believe, no, he actually finished home in 4th, so it's going to be a little close here because both of those guys did finish inside the top 10, so we'll see how that shakes out. Then we see Chase Elliott, who was involved in that lap 16 accident, comes home in the 27th position. Then it's Danny Hamlin in 28th. Chris Buescher, 2 laps down, who came in here as one of the cleanest drivers who have never been into an accident until lap 16. He was also involved in that accident. A bad day for Chris Buescher, so that's going to drop him in points. And Austin Hill in the 33 rounds home in 30th. And the rest of the field was either involved in that accident. You see Noah Gratson coming home in the 31st position. Bubba Wallace and Riley Herbst, however, though, both retired early on in this race. Bubba Wallace was involved in that lap 16 accident, so I believe something might have broke inside the car. I believe he might have broken a radiator. That's probably why he decided to retire. And I don't know what happened to Riley Herbst. He just decided to retire, but and it doesn't matter. He sucks anyway, so he comes home 33rd. And then obviously the rest of these guys were involved in that lap 16 incident that weren't able to continue. Ty Gibbs, who drove away from that accident, actually was leaking fluid, so that's why the red flag came out early on in that race. And obviously Ross Chastain, who tumbled down the pavement, comes home 35th, was unable to continue as well as the rest of the guys that you've seen right here on the list. Todd Gillen, I think he was also involved in that lap 16 incident, so he comes home in last place. This is not good for Jonathan Nemechek either, because he continues to be dead last in points, as well as the 24 and the 77. Both came in here as the top 10 in the leaderboard, so that's not good for them, as they're going to drop significantly in points, because of course we saw the top 5 battle in the championship was really, really tight, so that's not what they needed for sure. They're going to drop that significantly in points. Bad day for the both of those guys. Speaking of which, let's take a look at your standings right now. Yes, Martin Truex Jr. does indeed get the championship lead points back. Brad Keselowski now currently listed in second, separated by 1 point once again. It is just... We've been seeing that ever since the beginning of this series, and it's just been tight all year round. And this is race number 7. And we got only 9 more races to go, and it continues to be separated by that margin. However, though, in third place, it is separated by 11 points, so it is still a tight battle. But the guys in 1 and 2, it is still a very tight battle, as Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski are now fighting once again for that championship lead. And yes, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who was in 8th place after Pocono, jumps back up into the top 5 like it's nothing. Joey Logano falls from 1st to 5th. Chris Buescher as well drops to 6th. And yikes, yes, you see William Byron currently now listed in the 11th place position. He was 3rd coming in here, and he drops all the way down to 11th in the points. That is huge for the 24 William Byron, and Carson Hocevar also drops significantly in points as well. Now you see Daniel Hemrick with the 1 win column. He jumps up into the top 20 in points, and now Kyle Larson jumps up to 15th after that. And yikes, also look right here, below the top 30, you see Ben Namers, Bubba Wallace, and Ross Chastain. Obviously, both of them were involved in that lap 16 accident. That's going to be huge for the both of those guys. They need to catch back up here if they want to at least save their season. They may not be eliminated mathematically yet, but however, realistically, they are pretty much eliminated, especially including the 38 of Todd Gillen, Cody Ware, Jonathan Nemechek, Ryan Preece, Justin Haley, Tyler Reddick, Harrison Burton, Eric Jones, and Michael McDowell. Those are the guys that are pretty much eliminated realistically, but they still have a chance to get all of those back, because we still have a second half to go here in this series, and maybe 8 races though, so they don't have a lot of time for them to at least try to catch back up. But if they don't catch back up within these next 2 races, we could end up seeing some of them being eliminated, especially the 42 of Jonathan Nemechek, because between him and our point leader Martin Truex Jr., he is 139 points behind point leader Martin Truex Jr. So he's in a pretty big hole that he's going to have to dig out of. But with 8 races left to go, it may be a very difficult task for him to at least get back up in points. He could get out of the top 30, no doubt about it, but I think realistically and mathematically, his championship hopes are pretty much dashed. And speaking of that, we do have an update. We're going about the 42 of Jonathan Nemechek that nobody even has known about. I'm going to give an update here. We got word from the AMR Safety Penguins that Jonathan Nemechek has been evaluated to a local hospital in Birmingham, Alabama for further evaluation. Obviously, Jonathan Nemechek was involved in that lap 16 accident. He was T-boned pretty hard in the rear by the 77 Carson Hocevar, who was being an idiot and lost brain cells not trying to avoid the accident. It was a pretty gnarly hit in the rear from Jonathan Nemechek, so we hope that he is okay. We hope that it's just a precautionary measure, and just hope that Jonathan Nemechek can get back in a race car as we move on to our next race. That being at Michigan International Speedway for the Firekeeper Casino 400. That is where race 8 is going to take place here in the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series in Brooklyn, Michigan. Another 2-mile track that we're going to be going to next to start the second half of the series for the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But we do hope it's not going to take us long for us to get it done, and hopefully we can do it within these next couple of weeks, because obviously, you know, last time I said that we're going to have a weekly schedule here for this series. It clearly did not happen, because obviously I said at the beginning, a lot of stuff happened that unfortunately caused me to lose all my AdSense here on NR 2003 on my Windows 10. But thankfully we're back though, so we'll have a good opportunity for us to continue on with the series. And hopefully we get it done within these next couple of weeks. So, yeah, anyway, guys, that's it here for the YellaWood 500. What a freaking race from start to finish. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Congratulations once again to Daniel Hammett for pretty much saving his season. We'll see you guys at Michigan International Speedway for the Firekeeper Casino 400 for race number 8 for the NASCAR Fastenel Cup Series. Until then, God bless you, and whatever you're watching this on, whether it being day or night, hope you guys have a safe rest of your day. Until then, we'll see you guys at Michigan International Speedway. Oh boy, that was a wild race. I definitely need a drink after that one. Right, here's our first blooper of the series. Made a little oopsie while trying to adjust the track INT. This is what happens when you accidentally put slow slip curve on. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I did a little oopsie there. My fault. I accidentally ruined this one. But yeah, thankfully the main event was better than this.